disregarding the occasion. I slammed my bouquet into his face, then pulled out a pre-prepared dagger and slashed his face without hesitation. Blood splattered, and the man screamed in pain. What a show! A round of applause followed, and from the doorway, a man also dressed in a white suit walked in, arm in arm with a woman. He sat down on the sofa opposite me, raising an eyebrow slightly, a playful smile playing on his lips. Pretty ruthless, huh? I calmly met his gaze and replied casually, likewise. Seeing him deliberately loosen his shirt collar, revealing his abs, coupled with his arrogant demeanor, I instantly recognized him. This man was my husband in this life, Hector. I had seen him a few times in my past life at Hunter family gatherings. He always presented himself as a playboy, never lacking for women. But I never imagined this wedding would be this absurd. Hector waved his hand, and everyone in the room immediately scattered like birds. Hector, you're not really going to marry this woman, are you? Hearing the voice, I looked up, my gaze falling on the petite woman in his arms. Hector didn't answer, instead pinching the woman's waist, prompting her to playfully scold, "Stop it." The two were completely oblivious to everyone else, utterly ignoring me. I chuckled, looking directly at Hector, and cut to the chase. Hector, how about we make a deal? You? What can you offer me? Hector lazily raised his eyes, clearly not taking my words to heart. I didn't care about his contempt. In the eyes of these nobles, people of our birth were nothing more than tools for procreation. Whether I married Oliver or Hector, I didn't want to be manipulated anymore. Ignoring his disdain, I stretched out my hand, pointing down from the top of his head, finally stopping below his lower abdomen, and said, word by word, "The deal I can make with you is related to this place of yours." Those around wanted to laugh but dared not utter a sound. Hector finally dropped his nonchalant demeanor, his face darkening as he sharply ordered everyone to leave. The door closed as he stubbed out his cigarette. He lunged at me, roughly gripping my chin, his voice icy. "Yvonne, consider your place and abilities before you speak." I was forced to tilt my head back, my nose almost touching his, but I still managed to speak calmly. "I can cure your erectile dysfunction." Hearing this, Hector's eyes instantly turned sinister, his hand gripping my throat tightly. I could see the murderous intent in his eyes. Rather than risk my secret being revealed, he'd rather silence me forever. The grip on my neck tightened suddenly. I gripped his hand tightly, managing to squeeze out broken words. Three days. Just 3 days. And you'll see. The results. Cough. If it doesn't work, then you can deal with me. It's not too late. Hector finally released his grip. In that brief minute, I thought I was going to die there. I dared to say that because I was absolutely certain. Oliver in my past life was far more difficult to deal with than Hector. The only reason I was able to stay by his side for so long was because I was useful to him. My medical background in university was a huge help in my past life. However, due to my parents' demands, I had to always consider Jocelyn's feelings and couldn't overshadow her in any way. No one knew how skilled I truly was. Everyone just thought it was me who spent a whole year treating Oliver to restore his leg to normal, but they didn't know that Oliver had also suffered from erectile dysfunction. I treated him for over a month before his wife finally conceived. Thinking of this, I took a few deep breaths and grasped Hector's wrist to take his pulse. Fortunately, his condition was similar to Oliver's, not too difficult to treat. "How did you know I had this problem?" A hint of doubt flashed in Hector's eyes and he gripped my wrist tightly. I smiled and casually made up an excuse. "Before marrying you, you have to know about your future husband, don't you?" In fact, Hector's erectile dysfunction was an open secret in his previous life. Back then, Jocelyn tried everything to arouse Hector's interest, but nothing worked. She drugged Hector and secretly had a private doctor examine him, which is how she discovered his hidden ailment. When Hector woke up, he was furious, not only blocking all news but also sending Jocelyn directly to a mental hospital. Hearing my words, Hector's pupils contracted slightly, and he thought to himself, "Since you already knew all this, why didn't you choose my older brother?" Hector was more reasonable than I had expected. I prescribed him medicine, on the condition that he accompany me to visit my parents 3 days later, provided the medicine took